Yeah, see, I've learned. I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I'm like, oh, there's the intro. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, angry faithful of all ages, welcome to Nerd Sports 199. We are one episode away from our 200th episode.
What are we going to do for the 200?
I have no idea.
We had to go.
I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go way back to the first joke time, and I'm gonna collect the first joke I ever told and tell it on episode 200.
Okay,
Right.
I'm down. I'm down. See,
Did you
Colin Ford
joke?
thinking.
Did you do a joke time with our first episode?
No, not the first. For him, he's going to do his first joke from his first segment.
Okay.
So yeah, it's funny how the show has kind of evolved over the last 3 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're starting in David's studio. Remember, I sat in the corner while you guys were. I remember. It was really funny this one time. You guys were doing
You know
it.
what? Let's go over that on the 200.
Yeah, we'll go. We'll do that.
Yeah.
But it's funny how the show has kind of evolved. We've gained people. We've gotten rid of. Well, I don't want to say we've gotten rid of. Yeah, we've gotten rid of people.
Yeah.
We've seen super fans come and go.
Yeah. Yes.
So before we dive into the football game that was played last night, I think we're going to talk about. Well, before I do that, David, don't get your pennies in a bunch. Ladies and gentlemen, it's still we're on episode 199, and we still
are not professionals.
Yeah, we're still not professionals. I could have a set list in front of me, and I would still screw up the punchline. But with that being said, we're going to do things just apropos here, and I'm going to turn things over to our esteemed producer, David Dickerman, for this week's Weird Sport.
This is an old one, but I don't know if we remember it or not. But soccer volleyball. They call it kick volleyball, but it's pretty much soccer.
I've seen this going back.
We watched
it. No, I mean, like we did watch it, and yeah, I mean, because they have to use their feet, they can't use their hands.
And they can use their head.
It's glorified hacky sack with a net. Right?
Yeah.
So, but this sport came out probably about 15, 20 years ago.
Really?
Maybe even longer than that, because I mean, it's insane, right? No. Yeah,
but we were up at Bricktown, and we were eating, we were watching it. We're like, how is this here lately? I've just noticed they get the same sport and they just change the rules a little bit so they can do it their own way.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, it's like all night last night when I was driving back from dropping the boys off with their mom, I'm hearing, as soon as American football is over, European football takes center stage. I'm like, no, dickhead, baseball does.
I still can't even say that does. The next one, more or less, a lot of people watch is cricket.
I don't know a single person who watches cricket on a daily basis.
You want to know where I get my cricket fix from? The random TikToks that come across my For You page.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Here's the thing.
Here's a randomly placed Facebook reel. Past that, I don't care.
Here's the thing. Americans don't really care. Okay. But if you look at the how many people, like the biggest sports star you can think of, you can go on his Instagram, X, Facebook, whatever, and it's close to like a couple million.
Yep.
But the highest one is 280 million followers.
But we're not doing that. And funny fact, we are Americans. So, and I'm sure. Don't. Okay, look, if you like cricket, fine. But there's no way cricket is outdoing baseball.
Yeah.
I mean, cricket,
Baseball.
cricket's kind of mid. Just kind of saying. Okay. Now, as far as here in America, where we've got the newly renamed Gulf of America, we've got a country that's coming back together, healing. I mean, when the president of the United States, who has been vilified, attacked, they tried to end him. They tried to cancel his subscription to Life last year. He came back from all of that, and he got a rousing standing ovation with chants of USA, USA. Okay. So when I say that baseball has the floor, baseball has center stage, that, sir, is reason number one among the 1,776 reasons why I don't care what the rest of the world is doing. Okay. Now, using that as a segue, the Cubs, the Chicago Cubs, of all teams, coming out of nowhere, are being reported as eyeing, keeping their eyes heavily on Alex Bregman. Nobody had the Cubs. So, I'm looking at MLB.com today, and it's one of their staff writers. So there's no byline, right? February 10th, which was today. Cubs considering Turner if Bregman signs elsewhere, which is the report. Now they are talking about Justin Turner, who had a pretty decent year with the Red Sox 2 years ago, signed a free agency deal with Toronto last year for whatever reason. Didn't have a great year at all. But the Cubs are looking at him. Justin Turner is a decent player. I mean, he's got a good bat. He's, but they're reporting that the Cubs are one of the teams that remain in the running for free agent third baseman Alex Bregman. Again, nobody saw that coming. Bregman is expected to sign soon with either the Cubs, the Red Sox, or the Tigers. But what if Chicago doesn't land the best player left on the open market? The leading candidate to fill the Cubs' vacancy at third base is Matt Shaw. He's 19th in the MLB pipeline prospect, right? Or prospect pipeline. The Cubs could still make a move for another veteran infielder, which is Justin Turner. To me, that's a little bit more solid. Sign Justin Turner. Wait for this guy to wait for Matt Shaw to develop a little bit more in the farm system. And bring him up. Let him practice. I mean, because they're going to be able to see how this kid is developing. They're going to be able to see where he's at as far as his baseball IQ is concerned, because pitchers and catchers report tomorrow for some clubs, and everybody else reports on Wednesday. Oh, yeah. Oh, I can't wait. Baseball. I can smell it in the air. I'm going to pull my glove out of the closet. I'm going to get it all nice and cleaned. I'm going to re-oil it. I got to get Colin's glove reworked. And then, the next weekend that he's down here, whether or not he knows it not yet or not, whether or not he wants to do it, he doesn't get a choice. We're going to go out and play catch in the backyard, because we got to do that, right? That's just something that has to happen. But the only thing Justin Turner's got going against him right now is he's 40 years old. Now, if the Cubs are expecting to sign Alex Bregman, they're going to have to start. They're going to seriously piss their fans off, because they're going to spend what in a lot of people's eyes are going to be way too much for this guy. And I think that the fact that Alex Bregman has not signed anywhere as of yet is going to actually be more detrimental than it is going to be beneficial to him, because you look at people like Colin Montgomery from last season. He waited until almost the 11th hour and signed a last-minute deal with the Diamondbacks. and then had a very subpar year. I think a lot of that is because of the fact that he didn't get a full spring training. So, and then most of that again was his agent, well, former agent Scott Boras, doing what Scott Boras does to the sport of baseball and absolutely shit all over it. But that's one of the stories that are out there right now.
I wonder how much the ticket price is going to have to be.
Well, it depends on the size of the contract, so and how it's structured. I mean, normal everyday people like you and I, if we were going to try to go out to LA to see a Dodgers game, no, that ain't happening because the cheap seats are like $100 a piece.
Yeah. I mean, we could do it, but
I mean, their payroll is right up near $1 billion.
I didn't think that they're like that expensive of a team, but I was
With the Dodgers?
yeah, I was surprised.
Look at the size of the contracts that they're paying.
Well, I understand the size of the contracts they're paying. I didn't think it was like that big, like New York big or Red Sox big.
Well, the Red Sox, while they are a large market team, for whatever reason, the ownership wants to pretend that they're a small market team. Don't get me started on John Henry right now. Just don't get me started on them on that group because
don't start. Just keep up with the flow.
boy, I'm telling you, yeah.
If
Ohtani is looking at he's there his two-way player return is looking like it's going to be a pretty sure thing for this season. He threw off the mound today. So from the reports on that one, he spent the offseason rehabbing both arms. He appears to be in fine form. With spring training officially underway, the Dodgers shared a video on social media of Ohtani throwing off of a mound today. The club's report date for pitchers and catchers ahead of Tuesday's first workout was today. So, the Dodgers they're going to be coming. They're going to be coming for that for their title defense, and they're really going to be working on that. And so, I mean, he did some flat ground work, which if you've spent any time trying to be a pitcher, you know that flat ground throws as a pitcher trying to maintain those mechanics. Yeah, it's such a pain in the ass. But I mean, once you get up on a mound and you're able to push off and plant that foot, you see the dividends paying off from that flat ground work. But let me see here. Past that. Come on, there we go. Some Red Sox news here. Free agent right-handed pitcher Nick Pivetta is making progress on a deal. Oh, okay. So it's not Red Sox news. They reported today that progress was being made on a deal. The team was not revealed, but the source told who wrote this damn thing? JP Morosi, that the team that everybody expected him to re-sign with was the Red Sox. He said that team's not leading the way in the deal. So Nick Pivetta would be good on, back in the rotation, back in the bullpen. He's a great arm. He was consistent. Yeah, I mean, he had his rocky starts every now and then, but over the course of 6 months, the guy was stellar. I mean, he went 6-12 last year with a 4.14 ERA, 27 games, 26 starts. He turns 32 on Valentine's Day. 8-year veteran. He's a 56-71 record with a 4.76 ERA overall. The problem, and this is why ERA, you can't really judge ERA as a measurable stat hardly anymore, because especially with starters, It's all about his offensive backup. You know, you can give up 2 and 3 runs, but if your offense isn't producing those runs to try to help back you up to give you some breathing room, you can't go out and pitch lights out every time out. Cy Young didn't even do it. And Cy Young was good enough to where they named the award after him. So, but with Pete Alonso, who re-signed with the Mets on a 2-year, $54 million deal last week, the Red Sox are primarily shifting their focus to Alex Bregman. I know there's a lot of people around here, especially in this household, that would love to see Alex Bregman back in an Astros uniform, but I think that ship sailed. So we're just going to have to wait and see. Whoever ends up signing Alex Bregman, I really hope that your physical therapy staff, your physical conditioning coaches, I hope that they're bringing their A game this year, because you're going to be spending a lot of money to watch this guy rehab stuff. And I really hate having to say that, but here lately, last couple of years, Alex Bregman's been kind of injury prone, and it is what it is. So,
maybe he should get his vitamins.
Yeah, he needs to take that vitamin A, vitamin C. He needs to quit taking so much vitamin D.
I don't know. Maybe that helps out the stress in the jaws.
Stupid. Okay. So we had Super Bowl 59 was played last night. Spoiler alert. The Chiefs didn't win.
I got some breaking news of how the Chiefs lost last night.
God.
It's on X, so it has to be real news. Okay. This was from a person that was in the stands recording and behind the other person. Just watch the video. This is how it happened.
Okay.
And yeah, she's using a voodoo doll for Patrick Mahomes.
Okay. I mean, I'm that screams I'm not superstitious. I'm a little stitious. I get all that.
No, that's fully stitious.
Is it fully stitious though?
It is fully stitious.
I mean, it checks out because it is New Orleans, where they do practice a lot of voodoo.
You know what? You're right. I didn't think about that until you said it. That is absolutely right.
Well, there is this. If Patrick Mahomes had Allstate instead of State Farm, maybe he'd been protected from mayhem like this.
I don't think that's what it is.
The best meme I have seen all day.
No, I think what it really was though is Trump actually canceling out USA, and that probably helped out with their ref situations. And as soon as Trump won office and everything, took all that money away, the money for the refs went away too.
Yeah, okay.
It's
But-
pretty funny.
Hey, but it's worth mentioning that little known fact that the runners up of the Super Bowl, they do walk away with a consolation trophy. Here it is.
Buffering. There you go.
Yeah.
I put on my pants today.
Yep. There you go.
And the Eagles, they were celebrating last night. And
I love how they burned their city down.
We got
the video I saw. Yeah.
Oh, hopefully you didn't get. Okay, it wasn't 5 seconds, so hope we don't get a copyright strike on that one. But yeah, that's Philly freaking celebrating. This is Philly. Oh, we greased up the poles. We'll take them down. Dude,
And then they're riding around on cop horses, man. Look, like the cop is riding bitch on that one. you see that third horse? The cop was sitting behind the guy.
Yeah.
I really hope.
Oh my lord.
I really hope there's an Always Sunny episode about this Super Bowl. So the last one was really funny.
God.
I mean,
Hopefully we don't get
trash trucks are like,
the
Okay, I want to know if I'm the only one who thought this. The national anthem for this year was kind of
it was good right up until
garbage.
the end.
you really
I didn't like the beginning of it either.
Well, you know, they had to jazz it up a little bit because it's New Orleans.
Yeah. Who is the best one? The best one.
The last no, dude, no, hold on. Last time Philly went to the Super Bowl, that national anthem, or the last time Philly went up against the Chiefs in the Super Bowl,
Which was 2 years ago, yeah.
dude, that national anthem was just on a whole different level.
Chris Stapleton.
Yeah. Now, for my money, as far as the commercials are concerned, I did not see the Elon Musk commercials, obviously, because I was on the road. And I'm not going to watch TV while I'm driving because that's just inherently dangerous.
I was watching it all. I didn't
book.
see any.
I seen a guy read a book while he's driving. So
yeah, well, good for him. But when I did get home, what commercials I did see, the Harrison Ford Jeep commercial, that was outstanding.
Yeah, even though my last name's Ford.
And I like my Jeep, even though my last name's Ford. You know, I'm like, okay, all right. It's a $38 million spot, but you know, hey, go for it.
Here's another thing that a lot of people are sharing right now. Let me see if that one's it. No, that one. Is this right here?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're showing like and I'm not doing the sound because we don't want to get a couple of strikes. But it's Taylor Swift. She's getting booed, and
she did the meme. Did you see her eyes? Like she looked out of the corner of her eyes, and then she looked straight forward. She did the meme.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, and I was really happy about this. They did not show her a lot.
Oh no,
showed her once.
There's a bet. I think the bet was they were supposed to show her like 3 times. And
yeah. Now there is a prevailing thought that's been going around since last night that because the NFL knows now that the jig is up and that they're under heavy scrutiny for officiating, that the script had been changed prior to game time and the Mahomes and the Chiefs were not told about it. Okay. Now, when we were talking pre-show and I said, we were going to get our shots in, we were going to troll the Chiefs today and we were going to have some fun with it. But from at least a semi-professional standpoint, we do have to be a little objective here. Or is it? Yeah, it's objective. So I don't think it was so much the bad officiating because I only saw maybe 1 or 2 questionable calls all night. And I mean, trust me, because I was looking and there was really only 1 or 2 questionable calls. Yeah, they went the Chiefs' way. Yeah, the touchdown catch that Worthy had in the back of the end zone late in the fourth quarter, he was double covered. He pushed off. That should have been offensive pass interference. But as far as there really wasn't any bad calls. I mean, even when Mahomes was broken in half when he got stripped of the ball there in the fourth quarter, deep in Chiefs territory, that Philadelphia player put his hands on his face mask. I mean, it was a hands to the face. That penalty was called, but it stayed Philadelphia ball because it was after the Chiefs had lost possession. So,
a lot of people are actually saying that it's like the first part of the quarter, Patrick Mahomes went down too hard and he had a concussion.
Hey, look, if he was concussed, then hey, cool for him. I mean, not cool for him. We hope not. I mean, because at the end of the day, yes, he is a generational quarterback. There's no two different ways about it. Now, what the part for me that I enjoy is the fact that we can go ahead and we can just put this whole goat conversation to rest, because Tom Brady never lost that poorly in the Super Bowl. He didn't.
The most beautiful play in that entire game was when Bro got sacked twice, proceeded to throw an interception, and then Philly brought it in for a touchdown.
Oh yeah,
Dude,
the
when I was
white guy
watching that,
on
yeah,
his
when I
birthday.
when I was watching that, I was like, dude, that was beautiful. That was so cool. Like that, wow.
Yeah, see now with Deshaun, cornerback for Philadelphia, he intercepted that ball. He ran it back for a pick six. He's the first player in Super Bowl history to return an interception for a touchdown on his birthday. That's one hell of a birthday present. You get
Yeah.
a pick six in the Super Bowl and you win the Lombardi Trophy. Come on now. It was also Saquon Barkley's birthday. Saquon Barkley, for the most part, all night long. I think his longest run from scrimmage was 10 yards. They held him to under 90 yards, which is saying a lot considering the type of year that Saquon Barkley had. So, I mean, the Chiefs defense, I think that they were geared mostly for, to stop the run. And they were focusing mostly on Saquon Barkley. I think that Steve Spagnuolo, he executed a piss poor plan. But if you listen to the players, you listen to Mahomes, you listen to Kelsey, you listen to a couple of the other Chiefs that gave post game interviews, they boiled it down to just not being able to execute and being out hustled and outplayed in all three phases of the game. And that is 100% accurate. I mean, it's not one of those, hey, it's gracious, I need to say this so I don't get fined kind of a things. It's legitimately Philadelphia came in with a chip on their shoulder. It took them 2 years to get back to the Super Bowl and 2 years to beat the same opponent, just like it took 2 movies for the Avengers to beat Thanos.
Yeah.
So,
I'm just really glad that Hurts got the MVP.
yeah.
He
Yeah,
did.
Jalen Hurts, I mean, dude, I'm telling you, uh, I was gonna I was this close from drinking a bottle of rubbing alcohol because I caught myself saying, go birds, fly, go fly, and getting hyped about it. But you know, season's over now, officially. We can all go back to clowning on the Cowboys. We can go back to liking our teams, go back to liking our players. And everybody's talking about, there's such a relief around the NFL because now we don't have to listen to the the announcers who call their games, fillet over them and talk about, oh, now they're going to go for 4 in a row, blah blah blah. We don't have to listen to that whole thing. But on the backside of it, one of the things that people don't talk about, when you get beat that badly, when you get beat that soundly, it really kind of lights a fire. You want to get back and you want to prove that the first 2 times wasn't a fluke. So, but I mean, for all intents and purposes, it was probably one of the more entertaining Super Bowls that I've seen in a few years. The NFL has got to get with the program on their halftime show, though. I mean, yeah, the symbolism there was kind of cool, and it was funny because you got Kendrick Lamar continuing to diss out on Drake, to include Drake's ex dancing on the stage. Sony, who owns Drake's label, was even represented in the Kendrick Lamar stage because if you notice, if you look at the overhead shot, it's the PlayStation symbols surrounding the stage. That's, yeah. And if you notice Kendrick Lamar's necklace that he had on, it was a lowercase a.
Yeah.
to signify A minor.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, like Colin pointed out, basically Kendrick Lamar took the opportunity to throw some shade at Drake and call him a pedophile on national television, which I thought was kind of funny, but we need to start doing better. I mean, these people that sit up in the front office at the NFL in New York.
Some chaos sometimes, man. It's fun.
Chaos is fine. No, chaos is fine. But we have yet. I think the last time we had like a rock band
was
do the
Metallica.
halftime show, Metallica's.
Heavy metal, yeah.
I mean, like the last really great halftime show that I remember was Aerosmith. Now, next year's Metallica may end up doing it because the Super Bowl is supposed to be in the Bay Area next year. So that would be kind of cool to see Metallica at the halftime show. So yeah, we'll see what happens, but I really don't want to jump into a lot of football news as far as free agency and things like that are concerned.
Yeah, because I would wait until March.
Yeah,
that's
exactly
all
what
this
they're
stuff,
gonna do.
the speculations.
Yeah.
I mean,
I will announce though. I will announce that the New York Jets have announced, they made it official.
Oh yeah,
they are parting ways with Aaron Rodgers. Now, Aaron, if you're publicist, or even if when you hide away in your cave of darkness, if you hear the sound of my voice, it is up to you to complete the prophecy. The next team that you have to sign with is the Minnesota Vikings.
that would be funny.
So that's got to be a thing. I mean, because the running joke is that the Baltimore Ravens is basically the retirement home for the Tennessee Titans. I think that leaving Green Bay, if Jordan loves paying attention, when he leaves Green Bay, he needs to go to New York to play for the Jets for 2 years, and then he needs to retire as a Viking. That's just the way it has to happen. So, but I that was really kind of the only thing that, plus that too, and let me see here. The Cowboys are hiring ex-Browns offensive coordinator Ken Dorsey to be a passing game specialist. Listen, at a certain point, Cowboy fans have just got to revolt. I'm not talking about full-on armed insurrection, because don't get me fucked up with like D-Day +6 and D-Day. I'm talking about draft day +6. Don't be storming the beaches of Jerryland looking for scalps. Okay, we're not doing that. But Brian Schottenheimer, and then you've got Ken Dorsey. Like, are we trying to put out a Dollar General team next year? I mean, what's going on? What is Jerry Jones's ultimate goal? Is it to relocate the team? Because as far as I know, he's still paying that stadium off. Well, I say he is. The city of Arlington is still paying off that stadium.
Well, here's the last NFL news. The members of the class of 2025 for the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
We got Eric Allen, Jarek Allen, Antonio Gates, and Sterling Sharpie.
Yeah. Sharp.
Here,
Sharpie. Sharp.
Sharp. Sorry. Here's the thing, though. When's Eli Manning gonna hit the Hall of Fame? He's
definitely eligible. He's been retired for 5 years at least.
Yeah. Here's another thing I found out, that I was scrolling on TikTok and everything, and I found out that I was like, it was a ex-football player. He was talking about his indoctrination in the Hall of Fame, and he was like, what's really sad is the fact of, after 5 years, your insurance is cut off. And that's when you know you might be able to get inducted in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. So, I mean, you have to play for X amount of years before you qualify for a pension
Yeah.
from the
Well,
players' fund. So,
here's another thing. He was like, man, because he was talking about trying to find insurance because how hard it is for a football player because all the hard knocks he gets and everything, or they get. How hard it is for getting insurance. I was like, I could see that, but I mean, if you manage your money right and everything, you really don't have to worry about that.
yeah. All right. So, Colin, you ready?
Four.
Your segment, sir.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Rising from the smoke and haze of desolation comes a Spartan. He is bent on wronging that which has been set right. It's the greatest genetic code ever to exist here for your ears and eyes to feast upon. Spartan Colin, I hope you're bringing the smoke tonight. Someone get me a joke.
How do you get an idiot to say how?
I'm waiting for the punchline.
I thought David was gonna fall for that one.
You ain't
I was-
trying there, boy.
Well, no, I'm not gonna lie. I almost said how. Almost.
Yeah,
Like,
but
it
but
was
see,
right
but,
there.
but see, you just said it, so
No,
No.
not in response to your question, sir. Close, but no cigar. It's like saying Simon Says, right? Anyways, digressing. Next joke, please.
I was really hoping David would fall for that.
Well, he had a great day. He had a fun weekend, and you shit all over the bed, David. Way to go. God.
I am happy for that. His misery. Right
Today
now.
wasn't so bad. I mean, first period, we were supposed to take a major test. The test just didn't appear. Second period, easy stuff. Third period, went fine by. Fourth, the whole day was kind of easy. It was a mediocre day. And then David happened. Came in here.
I am so happy that I destroyed the hopes and dreams that you had. It is my life goal to do that to
I wouldn't go that far.
You shit all over the parade of a 15-year-old kid, man. Way to go, David. Way to go.
I'm good.
Got anything?
Anyways, there's only one thing that beats a woman with a great voice. And that's Chris Rock. I mean, not Chris Brown.
Yeah.
When I say Rock, where did Rock come from?
Well, I mean, Chris Rock, I mean, he didn't
That guy-
he didn't beat any woman, but he did get slapped down by a cuck, by a cuck. So
Yeah.
Oh, so Chris Rock is a person?
yes, Chris
Rock got
is a
slapped
person.
by Will Smith. That's what he's talking about.
Oh my god. I have failed you as a father. There
Hold
are certain people. Chris Rock is a comedian.
That's right. Chris Rock, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, what you have just personally witnessed is a wrinkle being added to my son's frontal cortex. He learned something today.
No, I knew who he was. I was just my brain didn't work.
You can smell the gear oil, can't you, David, from the backpedaling?
I'm surprised that gerbil's not dead yet. I mean, it's trying to.
No, it died a long time ago.
I believe it.
It's just
Here's something to bring it back, Colin. Men only want one thing, and it is disgusting. I found a thing on X, and it is kind of disgusting. That is horrible. I think that thing is that in reverse or not? No, the rocket launcher.
Oh,
Oh, yes, that is an AT4. No, it is not backwards. It is properly aimed.
Okay, all right.
no, it.
You're welcome. No, it was properly aimed.
Yeah,
I know. I fired.
I want
I
to get
fired.
one of those tubes. You can buy one of those tubes. They're like $300 though.
Yeah,
Only $300. Yeah.
you can find them at a
You
surplus
used
store.
to be
Oh,
able to get,
oh, really? You can find got it. Go up to Lawton or something like that and see if you can hit one of their surplus stores. Yeah, pretty sure you can find one there.
Remember the old ones from Vietnam?
Yeah,
And
the laws. Yeah,
you used to be able to get those for like $5.
yeah, not anymore.
Yeah, we should talk about how Sony shit the bed this weekend.
we will here in just a minute.
Get the outro so we can talk about it.
Slipping out through the fog of war, this Spartan continues the fight. Your souls have become collateral damage in the battle against the flood of moral supremacy. Leave your expectations at the door on your way out and marvel before the pillar of tactical prowess. Ladies and gentlemen, angry faithful of all ages, this has been Joke Time with Colin.
Okay. Just a friendly reminder that next weekend, next Sunday, the Great American Race, the Daytona 500. It's a beautiful race. It's a beautiful racetrack. It's large. It's all encompassing. It's even got a fishing lake in there, Lake Norman. It's beautiful. I've done things there. I've fished. I've caught fish. I've let them go. I'm working on it. Don't.
It's a beautiful track. Nothing
there-
like it. You know, it's a one of a kind. Yeah, it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
There we go. Nothing more humbling than being outdone by your 15-year-old. Okay. So scheduling note. Oh, for those of you who have been diligently watching, which nobody is out there live, so screw you guys. However, digress. As a programming note, our beloved mountain man, Chris Jacka, is a beautiful bearded bastard. He will be taking a couple of personal weeks. So, if you're into the whole praying thing, lift him up in your prayers. He's fine. He just he's got some things that he needs to get taken care of. So he's going to be stepping away from the show for a couple of weeks. So, but we're going to maliciously remind him weekly here on the show and daily through text messages that we miss him and his big teddy bear looking self. Just kind of putting that out. Anyway, this Thursday you got the Daytona Duels starting at 7:00 or 6:00 Central. Me, I'm okay with watching the duels. I can miss them. I'm actually going to be in class while those are going. Actually, yeah, while they're going on. But I am going to. I told my wife. I said Sunday, I'm sitting in front of the TV. I am planting my butt in front of the TV with some snackage, and I'm watching the Daytona 500. I don't care. So, but yeah, as mentioned a couple of minutes beforehand, Sony absolutely shit the bed this weekend. To my knowledge, if I remember correctly, if I'm not mistaken, Monster Hunter World or Wild.
Okay, let me
Hold
take over.
on.
No, hold on.
Monster Hunter
Hold on.
Wild, right?
No, hold on. I would like to. I would like to. I
Okay.
would like to take.
No,
So
please, by all means, take the reins. Take the
Sony absolutely shitting the bed on this one. Monster Hunter Wilds, part 1 of the second beta, started this weekend, and everybody was excited to play this. Me included. I packed up my PS5, brought it down, and was expecting to play Monster Hunter with my brother. Just to find out PlayStation Network wanted to be down for an entire day. And so and
It's
it took them a solid few hours to even realize it was down. So basically nobody could do anything except if you had a physical copy or the game let you go offline. And GameStop, being the savages that they are, commented on it.
the tweet from GameStop was on point, right? It was they put up a screenshot of the notice from PlayStation Network. Like, hey, sorry, we're running maintenance, trying to get the servers back up. And GameStop said, "Bet y'all wish you had physical copies now, don't you?" I'm like, there you go. See, that's the kind of chaos that I'm here for. As reported by downdetector.com, while it is not down, PlayStation Network is they're about to crash
Again?
Yeah, the number of outages in the last hour and a half
I really hope not, because
have spiked. They are currently receiving just a little over. Well, the reports have gone down.
Luckily, I downloaded Sonic Frontiers because I was like, you know what, I'm gonna play this game.
Most reported problems right now, 76% of those complaints are coming up about server connection. 13% are from the PlayStation Store, and 11% are people that can't even log in.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. One person goes, their PS Vita Slim's not working either. And I'm like, I'm going to give that one a like. Bro, my PS5 was perfectly fine before the big outage. Now a bunch of my games won't stop crashing after 5 minutes. It's been this way for like 2 days.
It was weird earlier today.
Now, War Thunder official warning: this is important for people who play War Thunder. PlayStation users be advised, War Thunder is down for PlayStation. We're currently working on it immediately, and we will tell you when it's back up.
That is sad.
And Xbox got on down to on the Down Detector website and commented on the PlayStation Network down thread. It's up for me. That right there.
There was only like one like Elon Musk type commercial this weekend, and it was for T-Mobile. Apparently T-Mobile's partnering up with Starlink.
Yeah. Now right now it is in beta. So if you have T-Mobile, as long as you're outside, you can basically kind of go anywhere. You've got access to Starlink. You can make a phone call from anywhere via Wi-Fi. They're supposed to extend that to all the other carriers. I don't know when that program is going to roll out, but that'd be kind of nice.
Oh yeah.
So,
I mean, you don't have to worry about towers or anything. And I don't know. We have a tower like right outside my work, and every once in a while I don't get any kind of signal.
I'm not on T-Mobile, but oh my god, anytime I'm even, and it was amazing. This morning I was walking up to my school, and it was perfectly fine. As soon as I stepped in there, my internet took like a nosedive.
let me see here.
Another thing that we can talk about is the new season of Invincible coming.
I haven't watched any of it yet, so shut up.
I'm just saying it was good.
Okay, fine, great. Discussion over. Next.
Jeez.
What? It was pretty good start so far.
Next.
So, unlike certain gaming companies, I'm looking at you, Treyarch. Capcom decides to listen to its players, and they're taking what the people have said from the first half of the beta and improving things. For instance, weapons are going to get buffed, like movement. So movement speed for weapons are gonna get buffed mainly. Damages also.
What game?
What?
What game is this for?
Monsters.
Oh, okay.
You know what's funny?
And
Xbox Network, Xbox Live, it
Mhm.
actually is up. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Continue.
yeah. So they're gonna buff a lot of the weapons. Switch Axe, or not? Yeah, Switch Axe is going to become an absolute beast. It's going to be on par with the Greatsword in damage wise, which is absolutely insane. Like I don't know how, because one is like the whole thing is that it hits heavy. The hunting horn is getting a buff and a new mechanic where if you inflict yourself with buffs and then like if you have it set as your primary weapon and you inflict the buffs and then you switch to your secondary weapon, the buffs will stay on you and you can just go in hitting with your secondary weapon.
Yeah.
So like you can add like a damage up and then just come in swinging with your greatsword and just like beat the living crap out of a monster. The focus mode or the weak spots are getting an update for stuff. I think it's I think it's gonna take longer to lock in on those spots. PC players are having a little bit of trouble with it, with running the game at like a good amount, because I mean, new game. It's gonna be a little harder to run. My brother included, he was having a hard time running the game at like good paces.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's going to happen, but I'm still gonna be like pissed when GTA 6 most likely wins Game of the Year for 2025, because there's so many good games coming out this year, and they're all gonna be overtaken by this overhyped game. Yeah, I said it, overhyped.
I think GTA 6 is going to end up being like StarCraft or Star Citizen. We're never going to see it.
Oh no, it's supposed to come out this fall.
Oh, is it? All 200 gigs of it on day one, and then it's going to be broken. And then there's going to be like I don't know, like a half a terabyte patch for it.
Yeah, pretty much.
This is why I won't play it.
You know, we've gone for an hour. I mean, we got anything else that we want to talk about?
I can find something. Let's see.
The only thing I got is
The
this dude losing his $300K job because U.S. aid and his $27 million grant. He's not going to figure out why frogs jump into the water when he walks up to fish at the pond. But other than that,
well, I know it's kind of older news, like it's like 3-week news now, but the creator of the Owl House is working on a new show on YouTube. It's called Knights of the Gunvir. Yeah, I don't know how to say that word. It looks kind of cool. I really like Owl House. I personally think it's the greatest cartoon to ever been made. So
I thought you were talking about the original Dollhouse show.
I said Owl House.
Oh, Owl House. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, they made a Fort Bragg again.
Is officially?
Yeah, it's official now.
Wario Land 4's coming to Switch Online, so that's something. So. Oh, and the new the Metal Gear Solid Delta has the friggin' monkey Easter egg, not Easter. I guess it's Easter egg thing in it. So that's kind of funny and cool.
I don't know. I can't wait for Civilization 6. The only thing is I got right now is I was like a swordsman can take down a tank. Apparently,
I
true that
have
is.
never played the Civilization games, so I'm not.
It's fun. I enjoy it. You can get the board game, and that was really fun. Playing Risk 2020 2057 or 75 or something like that. That was really fun too.
Mhm.
Yeah, I beat the remake of Shadow Colossus again, so that was fun again. You know, the original being.
Oh,
Solid
yeah.
Snake.
Sorry. So Sony being Sony and doing the the overall all around, tomfoolery and fuckery that they're known for.
Yeah.
The memes that are abound out there where they don't want to play nice, even though Microsoft is giving them all kinds of exclusives to make them cross-platform, blah blah blah.
Yeah,
Well,
they
for the
do.
last several years, I've been able to enjoy MLB The Show on Game Pass, day one release, right?
Yeah.
Sony said, nah, not so much this year. We're not doing it. So for the Xbox users, for the Switch users, they're going to have to buy a copy of it to play it day one. And I'm like, okay. I mean,
I hate Sony so much. They
well,
piss
here's
me
the
off.
thing. I don't mind paying for that game because it's a quality game. I mean, they're supposed to add some new mechanics to it this year, like being able to avoid a tag when you're sliding in for a steal. They're also supposed to add some new levels to the road to the show, where you start out in high school, you work your way through college ball kind of thing. And to include metal bats, which I thought was kind of cool. But I'm just like, okay. Pardon me for feeling just a little bit entitled, but I pay for Game Pass Ultimate. There are certain things that I expect to get from that. And when you dangle that carrot in front of my face for the last 2, 3, 4 years, that's what I expect. I expect to be able to play these games on day one. But this year, Sony's all like, "Yeah, no, we don't want to play. We're going to take our ball and go home."
Don't get me wrong. I enjoy mine as much as the next guy. But Sony is thinking less about players and just about themselves, and it's really starting to piss me off.
Well, you're not the only one. I mean, it's pissing a lot of people off.
Because, for example, people making a mod for a game that runs 30 frames per second on your PS5 and shutting down a 60 frame per second mod for a game you won't touch.
It's kind of ghetto.
Yeah,
Are we allowed to say are we allowed to say the re word? The R word?
nah, because we're on YouTube. One of these days,
Yeah.
we're gonna do a show just
The,
on X.
yeah, we're gonna do a show just on X one of these days
And
where
we're
free speech is loved. And you know what? I say we invite Daddy. We extend an invitation to Daddy Elon. See if he'll come on and play.
as much as he's busy and everything.
Look, dude, he's got time to tweet. He's got time to come on with us. That's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
I feel like you're in friendly confines here, guy. So you know what's going on. I mean, it'd be one hell of a way. Would it be for clout? Absolutely. But do I want to talk to Elon Musk? Absolutely, even more.
Yeah, but the thing is not to say anything bad about you, but you get like girly eyes when you get someone that you like.
That was a one-time thing.
Oh, was it?
It
Oh,
was a one-time thing.
dude, you get super hyped. It is awesome, and you do that when you see like someone that you're like you admire and everything.
But when you surprised me with that FaceTime call that you're hinting around, I wasn't mentally prepared, and I felt like a complete ass after the call was over. And so I used that as a learning moment. I got better, and I maintained my improvement levels throughout the course of the year. And I would meet celebrities like Kyle Larson, and then I maintained that level to such a degree that when Bubba Wallace tried to sign my hat, I backed away. Fuck that guy, right? And then meeting K. Trevor Wilson was it last week? No, week before last. Anyways, there was no googly eyes there. Shook hands with Squirrely Dan and told him, hey, you're a funny guy, and that's what I appreciates about you.
Yeah. Well, I since we don't have that much, I mean, these February shirts we needed to come out like really strong because it's really sad that we don't have that much stuff to talk about for sports. I mean, we can do the whole thing of talk about what's going on in the threads or what might happen in an opinion base and everything like that, but we're not about that show.
Yeah. No. I mean, I don't know. There's content out there, I'm sure. In fact, I could tell you with a definitive certainty that there is content out there. But
List out there.
we don't have a paid staff of researchers or interns to prepare this shit. We have to do it, and a lot of times it's on the fly. And something was brought up very interesting. There was a point that was brought up last week during my Wednesday night Bible class at church. We were talking about technology and how it just kind of hinders normal relationships and things like that. And or this was 2 weeks ago. Anyway, digress. And so it brought up the fact that it's like, okay, the younger generation, they are very reliant on their screens. And I bragged on Colin because I said, it doesn't take a lot of effort for me to tear Colin away from a screen. I said, and knowing that my wife's aunt was sitting in the room, I was like, it's like, my wife will go out and sit outside on the porch, or she'll sit in the garage, and time will just completely slip away from her because she's diving into these deep rabbit holes on TikTok. And, to her credit, her aunt stood up and was like, I'm going to stick up for my niece. And she goes, well, what about your podcast? I was like, at best, that's twice a week. And I prepare for those as I'm coming on the air.
Yeah.
And so she's like,
if we get paid for this, I would.
She was like, oh, okay.
I was like, what about this?
In the back of my mind, I'm thinking, I love you, but yeah. Take that. I love that. And I'm like, and I think that I'm like undiagnosed ADHD, and I'm trying to get the VA to get me in so I can be seen, and maybe they can put me on some Adderall or something, because it's just like
That's dangerous, dude.
you try to get me to focus on anything, and I swear, if this is, and I'll quote Jeff Foxworthy, this is why rednecks are the only ones that see UFOs, because they're always attracted to bright shiny things, right? Fishing lures, beer cans, and bass boats.
I still think that the whole UFO thing is a sham, so drunk men, hillbillies, can have homosexual sex.
No,
No, I mean, think about it.
no.
I mean, they can
I
hide
mean,
everything.
if hillbilly dudes were just down low, if they were having down low sex, and for those of you who understand what that term means, you know what I mean. Yeah.
We can be.
There,
Come on, enunciate.
it would be obvious. It would be obvious.
Dude, it's obvious at the point. Because, okay, think about it, man. I mean, honestly.
Well, I mean, yeah, obviously at the point, if they are having homosexual sex, there's gonna be shit on their point. So what are you talking about?
Yeah. But if you think about it, I mean, if they don't, I mean, back then it was shaded as, a faux pas, but you listen to a lot of the other, people that wrote books and everything, they don't have anything that, they did anal probes or anything.
You understand that a lot of these like period pieces that are written by women, right? And
Yeah.
they're written by liberal.
What about no, there's a couple, two couples that got abducted in Alaska, I think, in their books. I read them because it's entertaining.
You want a good book to read about alien abduction? It's Whitley Strieber's Communion.
Yeah, that'd be a good one too.
We have like a lot of time to kill. There's a certain video game list that's pretty interesting.
We were supposed to go over that Wednesday. We're
Yes,
gonna
we can do it
on that one. We're gonna do a full episode.
What do you think about Friday? That way it'll give this guy and our other panel member that's got to come on a chance to prepare themselves.
Why not Thursday? What do you got going Thursday?
I've got class on Thursday.
Okay.
I've got the plant tour that I was invited for.
Oh, yeah.
Plus, I've got class. I'm not going to get home until after 9:00.
Okay.
Friday. I feel like. I mean, I'll probably work. I'm just trying to think of like. Is there any conceivable thing that could happen Friday?
Well, whatever it is, you need to tell them that you're not available because you have a professional commitment.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we don't pay you yet, but we demand you to be here.
And I mean, and if certain people have questions as to what that content or that commitment is or what it pertains to, they know how to get a hold of me. I'm not saying that to be mean or snarky. I'm just let them know. Hey, look, I'm not available Friday.
Yeah. Well, you ready to wrap this up?
Fine. Whatever.
Are you upset that you didn't get to use that for the whole thing?
Spit on me.
No, I used it early on in the episode.
No, it's just, did you?
Yeah.
I'll just pop it back in.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just like that.
Okay.
Anyway, I mean,
no, hold on.
wait.
Spike in viewership here. You people, you're like LA Dodgers fans. You show up to the game late and you start filling in the seats, usually about the 5th inning. What the fuck?
That is kind of funny.
What, the two people watching?
No, there's 4. Yeah, I mean, yeah, our numbers aren't that great. Shut up. I don't care. We're not Joe Rogan. Whatever.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, we're not Tansy. We don't have
The multiverse is shutting down again. So for all you losers that spent money on that game, sucks to suck.
Multiverse. What the hell game is that?
wow. It's basically Warner.
So
Brothers.
it's Warner Brothers. It's Warner
It-
Brothers' second attempt at a Smash clone.
Yeah.
And it had 2 chances to be good, and
Like, you had
they
Shaggy
both died.
fighting Batman, kind of a thing.
Dude, not only did they had to get rid of Iron Giant altogether because they couldn't fix him, but they just stopped doing anything. Like, and they're adding all these characters like nobody cares about.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of, and it's like, and this is my personal opinion. How is the beta for your game better than your actual game? Like, I want to know how you do that. Like, that is.
Well, that was back like when they had a beta for Halo 3 ODST, and it was the firefight feature, right?
Yeah.
I beta tested the shit out of that on Xbox Live. You know, it was back when you got like you could dress your avatar up in like different outfits or whatever. They gave away a free Halo ODST T-shirt for your avatar, and I was like, yeah, that's what it's about, dude. There were so many hours that I pumped into into that beta, and the beta was great. And to Bungie's credit, they just cloned the code from the beta and they stuck it in the regular game. They didn't make it the game. They made it a feature in the game, which is what it was supposed to be in the first place. If you're gonna do betas, do them right. I just like,
Is so. That was weird.
Yeah, this is a weird echo.
Hold on.
me? Somebody say something. Something.
Something. So it's on Colin. Go ahead, Colin.
Blah. Okay. Anyway. It ain't no PlayStation All Stars, so get out of here.
Yeah. Well. But yeah, let's try Friday. Usual bat channel, 8:00, that kind of a thing. Central Time. For you, those people listening on the East Coast, you know, figure it out. Yeah, I don't have anything else for this week, so
Is that go gone or is it still here?
Just go ahead and let's land the plane.
all right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, angry faithful of all ages, we want to thank you for inviting us into your ear holes and your frontal lobes for the last 199 episodes. Next week is episode 200. We may or may not have some kind of extravaganza. With that being said, we bid you adieu this evening. You've been made privy. I would even say that you become indentured. But with that, I'm Lord Johnny Skelton.
I'm David Dickerman.
I'm Prince Colin Skelton.
And just like always, in the immortal words of the lesbian pirate Bearded Clam, scissor me timbers. I don't know why that was necessary.